Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Farming Simulator 25 Map Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mecklenburg Lake District. But before that, this video is brought to you by Nigel Lindecoat and Farmer Ben. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Mecklenburg Lake District map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Now this map does have several required mods, so if we factor in the size of the map and the required mods itself, we're taking a look at a total download size of 787 megabytes. Those required mods are the wind turbine package, medium biogas plant package, water pump station, weighing station, silo plate, salvage hauls package, washing area, disinfection tank, farm gas station, PGR building package, double rod mat fence pack, pig farm building package, and liquid storage. Let me go ahead and read you some of the description. Welcome to Mecklenburg Lake District, agriculture in the heart of northeast Germany. Experience a detailed and authentic map with the Mecklenburg Lake District inspired by the region of the same name. This map offers you everything you need for a varied and realistic farming experience, from classic arable farming and animal husbandry to biogas and a variety of selling outlets. This map features the main farm with silos, shelters, and vehicle areas. This map includes a cow farm with barn, soy pit, and outdoor pasture, one pig farm for fattening and breeding, one BGA, 36 fields of various sizes for grain, rapeseed, maize, and such, 5 meadows for grass, hay, and silage. New crops are also been added to the map. We have then several different sell points, a couple productions, and, well, typical northern Germany landscape with rolling hills, small forests, and country lanes and lakes. With that said, let's go back here and take a look at the PDA. We're going to start the map here kind of just south of center, farmland ID 57. That is going to be our main starting farm, and we actually own, well, all of the town area and the unbuyable land, because that's going to be part of farmland ID 42. So all the roads in the areas that typically we couldn't own, we do own at the start. And if you do start this map up by not owning the starting farm, well, you can buy that for $0. In addition, we own farmland ID 11 as well as farmland ID 15. If you do not own the starting farm at the start, you can buy it for $390,348. We have a pig farm at farmland ID 58 for $437,016. We have a cow farm at farmland ID 59 for $533,376. We have a cow pasture at farmland ID 60 for $84,384. And then we have a biogas plant at farmland ID 56 for $1.2 million. Now, other things of note, you may find that we have lots of these little farmlands in the fields. Well, those are going to correspond to windmills or power turbines. And we can buy that and we can sell those turbines if we wish, which would allow us to then make a full continuous field without having to worry about anything in the middle of the field to work around. In addition, at farmland ID 70, we have a liquid manure storage pit. And at farmland ID 69, we also have another liquid manure storage pit and a storage barn for grains or machinery. Now, with respect to our crops, we have all our standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 25. In addition, we have humus active, mustard, silage maize, rye, triticale spelt, V-titch rye, green rye, and field rice. With respect to our precision farming soil map, we do have a custom soil map that is a part of this map. Let's go ahead and see how that is being applied to these fields. As we can see, we have quite the varied soil types here on the map. Right there where we have our starting farm, we've got a good hunk of silty clay, but pretty much every field is going to have multiple types of soil, from silty clay to loam, loam to sandy loam, or loamy sand and sandy loam. With respect to our crop counter, we are looking at a standard crop counter, as best as I can tell, with, of course, additions for those custom new crops. You can find those down here toward the bottom. We do not own any animals on the starting farm. We do have contracts available on this map, and we do also have two productions. We have a dairy that we can purchase, and if we own the biogas plant, Farmland ID 56, then we will also have access to that. With respect to our sell points, I counted up 7 different sell points scattered around the map. Already mentioned we have 2 productions. We're going to run down through our starting machinery here in a little bit. And with respect to collectibles, this map does have 50 collectibles listed. And I can tell you that I have checked with respect to the show all collectibles command, and I do see the dots pop up. So I have no doubt that this map does indeed have those 50 collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. With respect to our garage menu, we have the Massey Ferguson MS7S210 medium tractor. We have the Rudolph DK280 RP trailer, as well as the TDK 301 RP trailer. We have the Agramaz POV5 XL plow and the Limken Samgard 9500K cultivator. We have our Phoenix 3003 seeder. We also have our Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilize spreader. For our harvester, we have the Kloss Evian 450, as well as the Vario 620 grain header and the Nardi N40BX header trailer. We've got a 1,000 kilogram front weight, and when we have a power washer here at the main starting farm. This map does not have any custom vehicles or implements included. If we take a look at our build mode, of course, we're going to have several buildings and various other things show up here because of the required mods that we do have with this particular map. But what we're more interested in checking out is going to be our sculpting under painting. You see we have quite the varied list of paintable textures, which is nice because we're going to be able to build out our farm or customize our farm and continue to use the custom ground painted textures that we have on these farms. In addition to that, we have our standard assortment of trees, and it looks like we've got a fairly standard assortment of plants. We start out right across the street from our starting farm, and as I mentioned, right, you can see the kind of cobblestone here at the main starting farm, so we will have the ability to paint that down should we wish to customize the farm at all. And I will tell you that we do have the ability of selling everything at this farm, including all of the decorative elements, the curbing, and things that typically would prevent you from placing down other buildings. We do have the ability of selling everything. Here at our starting farm, you can see we have several garages for our machinery. We have a washing area. A nice shed where we can pile up our root crops, our forage, or bales. Fuel storage, we have our silo with our dump and fill point. And then if we go across the street, I'll show you what we have at Farmland ID 69. So if we do own this, we'll have access to our liquid manure slurry storage. Then we'll have access to this shed, which we can't get into right now, but it's basically just a nice large shed. It does have some ventilation fans on this side, so it's kind of set up for possibly the storage of grains or root crops in more of a European fashion, where they're stored just on the ground as opposed to in a silo. So guys, that is the kind of the main starting farm here. I guess I should mention on the back of this shed, we also have liquid storage for herbicide and liquid fertilizer. Let me go ahead and buy the other animal farms, which we can see off in the distance. And at this level of altitude, we can also see that overall it's a fairly flat map. Now, the description did say rolling hills, but I would say that they are pretty subtle. And overall, we shouldn't have too much issue with respect to using machinery that maybe is a little bit underpowered, according to the power rating, because overall the land is fairly flat. Now that I bought all the farmlands, I did want to come back here to farmland 69 and just show you here. We did have those triggers pop. And if we come over here to the door, we now also do have that ability to go inside this shed. If we make our way back over to the main road now, and we make our way north, just north of the starting farm and to our right, we're going to find the pig farm. And again, everything at all of these locations can be sold. We'll go in, we'll go through the tire wash, and we have slurry storage. We have the ability for 500 pigs in our pig husbandry. We have our food trough for the pigs. And this is a single husbandry with 2 buildings. We're going to have our fuel point over here for fuel storage and such. And then we have a few outbuildings. That's an interesting trigger. Almost implies that we have bale and pallet storage here. Yep, we do have our storage dialog pop up here, so we do have bale or pallet storage within here. Nice storage building. We have our manure pit for our pigs. Then we have another storage building here. And that's going to be the pig farm. And as I mentioned already, we do have the ability to sell everything at this farm as well, including all the decorative elements and the curbing. Continuing up the main drag here, we're going to come to a bend in the road, and that is where we're going to find our cow farm. Now, you may have noticed none of these farms really have farmhouses. These are kind of industrial farms, and you're expected, I guess, to have your farmhouse somewhere else. Storage. We have a few silage bunkers here. One of those right there. 2 more pull-through silage bunkers are over here. I'll say we should have a repair shop trigger inside of this shed. And we do. More bale and pallet storage inside of here. Then we have our milk trigger for our cows. Really nice. I like these buildings a lot. We got our food trough. And it's as if we have... We'll have to check and see if we have an upper level to this building. We have our manure heap. $200 cows in this facility. Slurry for our cows. Then we have kind of the same food trough over here. You can feed either one. This is a singular cow structure. So it's not like we have two cow pastures here. Then we're going to have storage for herbicide and liquid fertilizer, as well as our wash point. And that is our large cow farm. We make our way to the east. We're going to come over here to a cow pasture. Just want to make sure I'm going the right direction. Yep. Farmland ID 60. We do have the ability of selling this pasture if we don't want to use it. We're going to be able to put 86 cows in the pasture. We have food trough, we have bale feed trough, and then our water. So this is going to be for beef cattle because we do not have a milk trigger here, nor are you going to find a slurry or manure point because we just have an open pasture. We made our way back across the map. I wanted to show you where we have some more slurry storage at Farmland ID 70. You may also see that we do have some power towers that cross the map and intersect with some fields. In my testing, these do not have collisions. We're able to just go right through those. So your AI helpers should completely ignore that those exist. That isn't necessarily the case with our wind turbines. We very much run into those. But like I said, if we do own these turbines, then we will be able to sell them and basically clear out the area. So if we come here and we Farmland ID 8, turbines $1 million. Holy cow. Well, if we spend $1 million, we can clear out one of these. Here we have our slurry storage at Farmland ID 70. And let's make our way back across the northern part of the map. Look across to the southern part of the map. We can see the biogas plant domes off in the distance. We can also see kind of the lay of the land here. As I mentioned, very subtle rolling hills. Nothing too extreme or drastic. But along the eastern side of the map, we do have a bit of forestry up here. And this is where we're going to find one of our grain sell points. It's going to be flagged the Big Farmer's Kiosk and the market. So we have the Big Farmer's Kiosk here. And right behind it, we have our market sell points. Continuing along. Got a little residential area here. And over here we do have a sell point in this ag area. And then on the back, we're going to have the ability to buy various products like lime here. This is going to be a water fill point. We have our dealership. It's go ahead and check where vehicles and things spawn. Right in front of the dealership. Pretty big area for things to spawn here. And not too shabby of an area for vehicles and things to get out of shop. Maybe a little narrow bit of a road in order to get around here, but maybe not too terrible bad. Our dealer service trigger is going to be around the back of the building, as we can see right here. We continue to make our way down the eastern side of the map. We come over here to another sell point area. And here we have the ability to sell at the sugar factory and the potato factory. So the sugar factory is to our right, and the potato factory is to our left. These are not productions, these are simply sell points. We have our animal dealer with our manure purchase point, our slurry purchase point. We have our animal dealer buy trigger. Right, there we go. Then we do have a bale sell point here as well. Our dairy, which is going to be our only production, other than the BGA, is going to be located over here. So we have interactive icon, we have our dump point, and our pallet points. 3 more wind turbines that we can purchase. And then if we make our way across the southern part of the map, you see the train line that kind of splits the map here diagonally. Farmland ID 63 is going to be this forested area. Here we have the ability to buy lime and sell more grain. And then, like I mentioned, we have our biogas plant. If you do own Farmland ID 56, you'll have access into these 2 large 3-sided silage bunkers and the biogas plant itself. We have our dump point for slurry, we have our digester, we have our fill point for our digestate, 2 3-bay garages, and a weighing station. And that, folks, that is Mecklenburg Lake District. Overall, a very nice and attractive map with respect to the layout. Not a lot going on with respect to sell points and productions. Obviously, this map is very much agricultural focused, with a nod to some husbandry with respect to our pig farm here and our cow farm up there. I'd like to know your all's thoughts down in the comments below with respect to this map. Is it going to be one that you're going to be adding to your gameplay, or is it something you're going to pass on? Until next time, happy farming.